In today's video, I'm meeting up with Ryan DeWald, a professional cyclist who also is the owner of Skyline, which is a UCI Continental team. We're going to discuss money, licensing, team, and diabetes. So you want to stay tuned. We also have a message from our sponsor Lightspeed later into this video. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. Hi, what's up everyone? I am with Ryan. Ryan, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, Ryan DeWald, founder of Team Skyline and winning the race with diabetes. Out here for a bike ride with you guys.
And you guys are not a regular team, you guys are professional. You have a pro license, right?
Yeah, UCI Continental. You got to be at that level if you want to get the guys into big UCI races in other countries. You know, we want to hit some Central America, South America, Asia, and ultimately Europe, you know, but it's hard to cut your teeth in Europe, so.
No doubt. A lot of competition over there, right?
Exactly. So we're trying to build up and get to that level. We're taking our time. We want to be sustainable. We don't want to come in with one sponsor and then go out of business when that sponsor leaves.
Sure. And then how long have you been working to get to that pro level? And what was the steps to get it there?
Circumstance brought me there. I started Team Skyline as I was riding for professional teams in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I own a small bike shop in Pennsylvania, and the neighborhood kids were the beginning of Team Skyline.
Started super local, regional,
grassroots, yeah.
States level, and then move on to nationals.
Just
right?
taking kids to mountain bike races. When I first retired, I was about 32. I started Team Skyline and made my kit, bought all my stuff, and then went out and raced all the pro crits in America and did fairly well. And 2013 August, I started to feel like I wasn't recovered, and that's when it started settling in. Like, maybe I race too much, maybe I'm getting old, maybe I'm drinking too much beer. Like, I didn't know what it was.
You get all those questions, and you wonder what's happening.
Why am I feeling so fatigued? And you know, I didn't go for the blood work. I went to the doctor. I said, man, I'm tired. I don't feel good to like rest. You know?
Yeah.
And they're like, go for blood work, and we'll see. Well, my health care, and it was like $1,100 for blood work. So you just kind of put it off, you know?
Yeah.
You don't want to pay that. That was November 2013, and I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna go take a vacation in Mexico, and I'll not take my bike, I'll rest. I felt even worse.
Which shouldn't happen, right? I mean, when you take a full week off, usually you come back and you're hella strong, right?
You know, and then I went on the road for 50 days with a couple young guys racing around. By the time I got back in April, I couldn't see right, my hair was thin. Then I went for the blood work.
You finally paid that $1,100.
Yeah, I paid the $1,100, went for the blood work. I thought I was dying, and I was close to it, you know. My blood sugar was 800, so I'm 8 times over what it should be. Sugar was getting into the retina of my eye, I couldn't see. It was a nightmare. I go to the doctor, they tell me I have type 1 diabetes.
Wow.
I find it amazing. This is juvenile diabetes. I'm 34 years old, but it explains a lot.
We see on your kits, it says winning the race with diabetes. So what does your professional team does to help the cause?
Well, the team is, you know, we have 2 type 1 diabetics on the team. The rest of the guys really help. They understand the disease, but they really push to help people prevent the disease because they see how hard it is for us. Health and wellness, that's what it's coming down to. And that's what's making the team sustainable. You got to do something good for the world if you want to stick around, and that's what we're doing. We're encouraging type 1 diabetics, you know, helping them go through the fight. You know, it's not an easy task. So we do. Hey Nick, how about you slow down a little? The team really works as the marketing catalyst for the foundation, and that's where we're making a big move with doing outreach. But you know, we're working with other organized groups to work to get a bill passed to impact people's lives.
Yes.
You know, in a major way. You know, and there's a lot of them out there, and a lot of them are getting stopped.
Yeah, and that's what I love about your team is you do have a cause, you have something to work on. It's not just raising money to raise bikes, right? You have something, you have an end goal, the long-term goal, which is different than a lot of other teams.
Yeah, well, that was our niche, you know. And now I'm noticing that other teams are jumping on this program, but it's already established, wealthy nonprofits.
Yeah.
Are using cycling teams, you know?
Yep.
I started the nonprofit from nothing and the team from nothing.
So what, that's like 10 years ago, something like that?
Yeah, 2013 really.
Okay.
I mean, the junior team I started in the city with, you know, where my bike shop is in Reading.
So what is the day-to-day of a professional team, cycling team owner? Like, what's your action? What do? Do you talk to sponsor all the time, or? Alright guys, quick video interruption. We have a message from our sponsor, which is Lightspeed. Thanks to Lightspeed, it's easier than ever to manage your bike shop repairs and work orders. Customers can book appointments, receive text reminders and updates, while your staff leaves internal notes every steps of the way. Everyone is kept in the loop and all your repairs records are stored in one convenient place. If you want to learn more about Lightspeed, definitely check out my video right there. I've done a deep dive on it. You can also click the link in the description to book a demo for your business. Alright, big shout out to Lightspeed. Let's get back to the video. Alright guys, so we have a little challenge and Ryan has some skills that I rarely see in life. You see Peter Sagan does it at the tour or whatever he is. It's about the wheelie and Ryan has his wheelies locked in. So why don't you show us our longest wheelie he can do?
Well, let me see. On command, let's see. Let's not let this wind blow me over. Come on, Nick.
Is that it? Let's go!
Sometimes we can do them a little longer. It's just, you know, on command, it's tough.
And you say there's a bigger challenge is when you do your wheelie downhill. So you wanna attempt that?
Downhill is tricky. But you don't see Peter Sagan ride too many wheelies downhill, do you? Yeah, this wind is gonna blow me right over.
So what is the day-to-day of a professional team, cycling team owner? Like, what's your action? What do? Do you talk to sponsor all the time? Or
Well, you know, the first thing I did with owning a professional cycling team is gave it to somebody else to own.
what do you mean?
I have a manager that runs the team, owns the team, very smart, very clever guy, and I separated myself from the brand. I focus directly on the nonprofit. So my day-to-day is talking to kids on the internet that get this disease and feel like they can't live again. Introduce them to the technology that they can get to make their lives, you know, optimal, not just getting through with it. And that's the big thing. Technology right now is hard to get. And we're pushing to make sure kids get the devices they need to live optimally. And that's what we showcase by racing at such a high level. This technology allows us to compete with the best of the best.
Yes.
With an energy crisis condition.
That's absolutely unreal. And I put myself in the shoes of 13 years old or 15 years old who just learned that he has diabetes. That's so cool to have someone like you to look up for. That man, he's been winning big races for the last 10 years with that condition.
Yeah, it's
do you get a lot of messages from
that's
families and stuff like that?
That's what it comes through. Social media, phone calls, the websites, talking to people all the time about this disease and how to get over it and encouraging them. And it's baby steps, and Justin's doing the same thing down in Texas, and it's just growing more and more.
Yeah. What is this? The camera. It's all right. Little technical problem.
We're in an ongoing battle against this thing, and we hope to stick around for a long time, and we need a lot of support to do it, you know?
Yeah.
A mission statement takes money.
Yes, no doubt.
know? And we push to do whatever we can to raise money, to fundraise, to get sponsorship, anything we can do to keep this mission going. We have 12 influential riders.
Yes.
That are all involved in taking care of the causes needed. You know, if it's not type 1 diabetes, it's preventing type 2. Getting the kids to go out and live in high definition. So we recycle old bicycles, give them away. And this year, I have 15 riders giving away one bike to one kid in their neighborhood. They're not only just giving to them, they're mentoring the rider.
That's insane. And speaking of the sponsor, you say money is the battle. Do you get more money from the bike industry or from outside of the bike industry?
Definitely outside of the bike industry. The bike industry really has been super generous in product, but money to make it all work is the hard part to come. That's our biggest battle, and that's what we're going to work on now. We made it through COVID. Now we're ready to come out and show the world what we're doing and start making the difference that we really set out to do with our mission statement.
All right, so we're going to take a moment here. First of all, let's shout out to Nick. Thank you for filming this little interview. And why don't you just show us all the parts we got there?
Well, everything on here is basically from Italy. We have strong ties to Italy, to a hotel that's been very supportive and given us opportunity to go over there and stay and race and do training camps and experience the culture, the food, the lifestyle. So that's where we reached out to friends and favors and we jumped over the pond to Italy to Campagnolo, and they had parts.
Wow.
And they were looking to boost their North American market, and it just worked out that way. And Team Skyline is now the marketing catalyst for Campagnolo North America here, and we are riding, testing, and using the product. It's magnificent. Won the Tour de France last year. It's probably going to win it again this year. It's great to have. And then it just led down the road in Vicenza, Italy, in the same region, Basso bicycles. These are still manufactured and made in Italy, as well as the components. But I mean, everything is really Italian, from the wheels. I mean, this stem, everything's made right there. It's perfection, you know. Italians really had a thing going on. There's about 600 grams of paint on this bike, and it just looks magnificent. And I don't care about weight anymore, and none of the guys do, because it's stiff, it's fast, it's aerodynamic, and it's got this cool feature here.
Ooh. And Campagnolo, man, I would be keen to try one day. I would love to try Campagnolo.
Well, maybe we can get that worked out for you, Charles. We know a guy. So
you know a guy.
We'll be riding these next year, and you know, for years to come. Hopefully, we're building relationships that I said are sustainable, and our products are all Italian, from our clothing, our saddles, our saddlebags, you name it. If we can go get it in Italy, we are.
All right, guys. So now we're gonna go do an effort on Ridgewood, and on top of Ridgewood, we're gonna have a little analyze from Ryan about his diabetes. Can you tell us what's going on?
Well, you got to burn sugar, and riding a bike's a good way to do it. And going up Ridgewood at speed, trying to chase Nick, you know, he's a little upset about the wheelie competition. He wants to go smoke me on a climb. So, you know, we'll get to the top of it, and I'll blame it on low blood sugar.
Go. Yep. All right, now that we got our legs crushed by Nick, good job. What time you did?
I don't know. We'll have to look back at afterwards.
Do you think you're gonna take my second place here?
We'll have to see. If not today, another day.
No, please don't. All right, so Ryan, let's now talk about diabetes. Can you show us the numbers you got onto your screens, and how do you manage your energy?
Yeah, it's tricky. So I don't know if you can see this here on my watch.
Try. Yeah.
So 141, 100's normal. To ride, I got to pull it up, 180, you know, 150, because it's so volatile, it drops fast. Carry an insulin pump on one side here.
Yeah, show it.
I put those on every 72 hours and work with a PDM, and it's not automated. It doesn't just do it for me. I need to control it. I have another device in my arm here that reads the blood sugar. This goes to my phone and then to my watch. A lot easier for me to race my bike and know exactly what my numbers are and try to be optimal. That's where I think everybody needs to be. Everybody needs to have that technology to stay optimal. I mean, my wife can see what my blood sugar is on her phone. So if you have an 8-year-old in school and you got to go to work, you want to make sure he or she is healthy. That's the technology you need to take care of your kids properly with type 1 diabetes and not drive yourself crazy.
And what happened when, let's say you're in a race and you see those numbers go down or go up? What's the two things you have to do?
Well, if it goes up, I have the option to pull a syringe out, do an injection.
Have you ever done it while racing?
Oh yes, yes, definitely. That's when I'm too hot. And then I can eat. I can eat a lot then. The sugar has insulin to carry the glucose to the cell and produce energy. And I just crush
The blocks.
crush blocks like crazy, and manage the blood sugar. So if I'm high, I don't eat, and then I usually burn it off, and I don't have to pull the needle out and do it. But if I'm like an hour or 2 hours into a race and I didn't eat yet, it starts to be detrimental, and that happens more than I'd like. I've been threading the needle and running, you know, doing insulin right before I leave. It takes 90 minutes for it to peak, but then I can go too low. So you can look at me halfway through the race and I'll just have my face jammed with blocks and Swedish fish and all that. It's a bit of a mess.
And what's the feeling, let's say when you're running on the bike, when you are going low? Is the leg feel pump? Is your heart stop going faster, lower?
It's really tough because you can't feel it. The only thing that happens is you don't have enough sugar to relay the messages in your mind to your body, and you lose cognizant skills. So it's dangerous. You know, I usually just fall off of my bike or start swerving around, and you know, Nick will see that, say, hey, whoa, and he'll come up and give me food. Eat, you need to eat. I'll eat, and sometimes I can come back out of it and pop off another win. It's amazing.
Well, that's awesome. And now we've been talking about food for probably the last couple of minutes, and I'm getting hungry. Where are we going to eat?
Let's go hit the corner here. Geppetto or El Gordo. Let's go see what's open.
Yeah, let's go get some food. We only did one effort today, so
yeah, but that's
fine,
like worth a plate of pasta.
Yeah,
a couple tacos.
Yeah. Feed the speed.
Feed the speed.
Let's go!
Taking the long way home.
Yeah. What a pass. All right, so we are at El Gordo. So Ryan's wife actually owns the restaurant, and we got some. Woo! Woo! That's good. Yeah. All right, guys. So this is it for today's though. So Ryan, where can people find your team and yourself online?
Team Skyline Pro Cycling and winningtherace.diabetes.org. You can find us on Instagram, social media, all that stuff. We're alive and well. And Nick is running he's racing for a Continental team with us, and he's running McGill Cycling Team. So you find him. He'll keep you entertained as well.
Any last word, Nick?
No, thanks for having us, Charles.
Alright guys, so if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you on the road or into the next video. Peace!